What's up, Neil?
What's up, Kyle?
Not much. Soft parade.
Soft parade.
What's up?
Cheers, bro. Yes.
Season 3, episode 24, Neil. Here we are. We're finally at the end.
How's it going, Bill?
I'm going good, bro. How you feel?
Feeling good, thanks.
So,
How about you?
feeling good now? So, here we are, yes. Season 3, episode 24. It is our season 3 year in review.
It's good to be here.
It is. How you all right over there?
Oh yeah, we slammed a South Parade.
Soft parade, shorts
South
parade.
Parade real quick here, and yeah, my eyes are a little watery. How about you? I'll be alright.
It's all right, bro. So yes, here at the end, we are definitely celebrating a great year, great season, and we figured we'd start out with some of our favorite beers. So we had Shorts, Soft Parade. I'm then going to move in and start getting hop slammed right away by Bell's. We have, of course, our favorite Old Nation, but we have the My, which is a triple IPA. And then, of course, we have Big Lake Brewing. And that is a cool one, Blaze On. It's a New Zealand IPA, which we tried the other night, which is super cool. So, but yeah, I mean, seriously, I can't believe we are at the end of this. 24 episodes now. And it all started with, I believe we recorded February 18th at Old Nation Brewing.
Yes.
With Travis Fritz, the owner and master brewer. And that kind of set the tone for the season, I think.
Yes, I've said it before. That day was the coldest day of 2025, I believe. It was like negative
Oh my God.
9 out.
It was. It was freezing ass cold out in Williamston, at the right there at the brew pub, which is amazing, by the way.
And Travis welcomed us in for a nice interview and a nice little tour too.
Yeah, it felt like we were getting ready to climb a mountain the way we were dressed versus the podcast. But hey, here we are again, sitting in the green room and recording, freezing our balls off. So anyway, no, that was a cool. I say kind of set the tone because this season, I mean, we had more guests that, we had no clue who they were. Actually, some really cool people from bands and artists, up and coming, kind of got out of our comfort zone a little bit.
For sure.
We still, of course, had a lot of our friends and family and stuff, which are, can't lie, some of the most fun episodes just because we kind of let loose a little bit. But, looking back, between our podcast episodes, concerts we went to, and just everything else, I mean, it was definitely jam-packed, bro.
I was going to say, it was a busy year. I would say more on your end, only because you did go to a lot more shows than I did.
Right.
But as many
Well,
as
plus-
I went to, I'm like, oh my damn, I went to like 10 or 12 shows last year. Probably more, to be honest.
Right, when you at least stop and think about it and like write them down, because at first I'm like, I don't know, I'm having a hard time thinking. I'm like, oh shit, month by month, and then, I mean, I did have the benefit of losing my job mid-August,
Sure.
So it allowed me to really focus on two dudes, basically through the end of the calendar year, and I think that was a huge benefit for us, because in that time. Right around that time, a little bit before, I mean, obviously I got divorced, actually left Old Nation Brewing that day we recorded and went and filed on my way home. And then come the end of April, it was done. Actually, I live with you now here, which is great. I've told you before, I can't thank you enough. It's been a huge help as I kind of navigated life and get my shit together and work on me. And
absolutely, bro.
kind of a win-win.
Can't thank you at all.
Absolutely.
Well. I mean,
no, it's been awesome.
Hell yeah.
And, it's just, that's kind of been the one weird thing about Two Dudes also, is it gave me an avenue to just kind of talk and spew my stuff, usually about music, but some personal stuff too, because everyone goes through it. And the one thing I always talk about is, especially like guys, we don't talk about, we keep it surface level, sports, music, whatever, but you don't actually, hey, how are you actually doing? And we all could just use that discussion. So I'll leave that there, but that's been one of the huge like benefits for me as I've been kind of figuring life out this last year. And I mean, I may sound like a nerd, but I always say Two Dudes in Killer Tunes kind of saved my life. Like, it got me out of depression. It, gave me something I was passionate about. It opened me back up to really good friends. Like, me and you were always tight, but reconnecting with everyone else. And I said this the other day is, you know what? You feel like you're lost or whatever and you're stuck, but no one cares. They just care that you're back and you're happy, and then it's crazy. And the last thing I'll leave is my kind of mantra for the year has been positivity attracts positivity. And, I've taken that kind of approach, yeah, thanks, Neil, to Two Dudes, right? And you only have so many moments where you can kind of, if I do this, it's a huge benefit, right? So going like Bourbon and Beyond this year for 4 days, me by myself. So I literally was, I'll say running around, but just walking around and getting great footage, talking to people, and it just, was really kind of like cathartic almost, right? Mm-hmm. And then, just as you do that, you get more confidence to do other things, and it's crazy. Positivity attracts positivity. One of the other moments, we'll talk about it later, but Standish, meeting that dude like out of the blue on Instagram, and then 2 weeks later I'm in Kansas. But that was one of those moments that led to us getting to that next level.
Sure.
We talk, so we'll talk some of our highlights throughout the year, but I want to focus a little bit, Neil, on some of the guests we've had on. Mm-hmm. Because, through 24 episodes, the first one I want to mention, because it was pretty early on, and I'll tie this back to one of the shows that I went and saw early in the year. It was January 11th, actually. It was at the Magic Bag. So for those of you who don't know, Magic Bag is in Ferndale, Michigan, like bordering Detroit or whatever. Been around forever. Such a great small venue, about 500 people. And I saw the band Cracker, right? And I'd never seen them before. But got the CD Kerosene my freshman year of college, and I lived in the Reno basement. And for those UD folks or anyone that visited, Reno basement was like the worst place to live ever. It was so gross, but we had the biggest room. We partied our ass off, but got the Cracker CD. And always really liked that CD, never dug too deep into them, but then they're playing the Magic Bag. I'm like, holy shit, I love that venue. And I walked in, and this is Eurotrash Girl. This was probably my killer tune from that night. Off of that CD Kerosene. And I'll call them CDs because that's my main media. Which I did find my book. And I'll tell you about that later. But anyway, so I saw this, I'm walking in, and I never used to be a big merch person, but I'll go check it out. And they actually had, it's hanging in our green room, is a Cracker poster, and everyone signed it. And I got a t-shirt. And I always ask the merch person, do you work for the band traveling around, or you just here? And it depends. And he was traveling with them. And he goes, it's going to be, I told him I've never seen them. I've always been kind of a passive fan.
Yeah, it's like an outside looking in.
Right.
Go ahead.
Know a few songs, and then you realize you know more than you ever did. But he's like, they're amazing. And actually, Ann Harris is playing with them and on violin. I'm like, oh, no shit. And she signed it as well. So I actually asked the guy, I'm like, well, can you hold on to this until after the show? Because I don't want to have a poster. Which a lot of people bring tubes. We put them in, which I thought was kind of cool, but
It's cool, Mr. Brady.
yes, the plans. Don't lose those plans.
It's a good idea, I know.
No, I'm like, oh, that is cool. And if they let you in with them and that.
Yeah.
But anyway, so then, after that show, which one was amazing, and then Ann Harris playing the violin with them was such a cool kind of like adder. You know, it fit in perfectly. And she's been playing with them for years now. So I just DM'd her on Facebook. I like followed her and DM'd her and said I was at the show and we have a podcast and, you know, I'd love to have you on.
And immediately.
And literally, like within like that day for sure, she's like, yeah, absolutely. So the show was January 11th, and I think we recorded with her like March 6th. It was like the craziest thing. Nicest lady ever. Trained, you know, classically on violin. I mean, great voice. She's got an album out. She sings. Originally from Chicagoland, which I think she's still in, but went to U of M in Ann Arbor, and just really the nicest lady ever. Mm-hmm. So that was like, you know, couldn't believe it, because that was like our first time you reach out to someone, because they've been like, oh yeah, you know, whatever. Right. But this is the first one where it actually came through, and then we recorded the only other time, not either in Howell or here or Tailgate, it was at Paul's, the old original home base where Two Dudes actually was born.
Yeah, that was very memorable.
Yeah, it was. No,
and I'm not,
because we literally were in that same basement where we put together the first mixtape.
Making all those mixtapes.
So
1996, 1995.
Probably, yeah, somewhere in that range. And I mean, we mentioned it before, but Two Dudes, that name has been around since the mid to late 90s when me and Neil made a mixtape.
And then I love that you added, well, not love that you added, but the name of the podcast, Two Dudes and Killer Tunes.
Right. It was always Two Dudes. And I always said we did mixtape one was just Two Dudes. And I'll explain it. We had to make sure it was 60 minutes each side, 120 minutes of music, which won MTV 120 minutes. That was like the best show ever, right? That's where we learned a lot of our new music back then. Really saw them, right?
On MTV.
Yeah, which actually just shut down after like 44 years. But no, 120 minutes, 60 each side. A band could only be on the side one time, so it could be two songs but one each side. We had veto power. Everything had to be agreed to except me and you each had one song that was on each side, no questions asked.
Yes. And usually that was
we
weren't going to veto that one anyway.
Yeah, we would agree to it anyway. Right, exactly. But no, we put that together, and I mean, I remember Fish was on it, Dave Matthews, Ben Harper, just all the bands, Smashing Pumpkins. I mean, all the bands we talk about, Beastie Boys for sure would have been on there, but no, it doesn't exist anymore as far as we know. So then, a few months later, same scenario, we put together the Two Dudes Part 2 mixtape. And then, of course, we lost that one as well. I will say, as I was cleaning up some things downstairs here, I did find a random 120-minute long mixtape. I know it was Lindsay's. It was also coupled with a recorded tape that she had, you know, of an album that was Fish.
Yes.
The only thing I will say, I don't believe it's one of ours.
No. But
what I will say is, I know that Lindsay at one point had made a copy from tape to tape of Two Dudes. This thing is unlabeled. It could be a copy of one of ours that she made a copy of. So we have to verify that. I literally just found that.
And we don't have a tape player either.
No, so that's the next step. We have a VHS tape or like player. We have everything else. But we don't have the cassette.
We're looking for like a 1990 Escort. So
right, yeah. It's probably cheaper to buy a cheap car right now that you can play it in than the actual thing. So anyway, we had that, and then of course, when I came up with this idea, the first idea I had for our name was Two Dudes Part 3. Because we had, the first two mixtapes, and I figured that's a lot of explaining. But since our focus was going to be live music, we added the Killer Tunes part.
that, and again, that's what I said. The starter was like, I mean, two killer tunes.
Right,
I mean,
and you know, oh my God, I've gotten so much like pushback on this song isn't a killer tune, but the key to that term is it's so objective and it means something to someone at that show at that point in time. You know what I mean? Like, it might not be their biggest hit. It might be like some innocuous song that you just loved that night for that moment, whatever, you know?
Exactly, Cal. Everything's...
And just because I post something and I tag killer tune doesn't mean that I think this song is amazing. I got news for you people. I take videos of every single song they play and I try to post them all. So, but no. So yeah, that episode, it was early in the season. You know, we did it at the original home base, you know, at Paul's house. And then, you know, that was kind of terrifying. You know, because we weren't really good at Zoom still at that point. And having, you know, someone who's literally touring the country and people know who she is. And, you know, like, but it turned out awesome. And she was so cool and kind of got on board with, with what we do.
Yeah. And also it was, you know, setting up at a different location. I know we do tailgates and everything, but I mean, that, I would imagine for you, because I mean, I don't do a lot of it, but a little nerve-wracking.
You helped set up the lights for Cristo that time towards the end of the season.
Yeah, I was very good at that.
That was when he actually goes, "Yes, this is just like Wayne's World," which was awesome. I laughed so hard because that's what we say. We like barely know what the hell we're doing. And he's like 21, you know, not whatever, but he's like, yeah, it's hilarious. I love that.
He knows how to work the wires.
Dude, that dude can fucking wail on the guitar too. He was such a nice guy. Cristo, he was episode 21, I believe, right after Pam. So yeah, you know, the killer tunes. I mean, I always feel like we don't put enough emphasis on that, so it's probably something we'll try to work on in season 4. But that's why I mentioned Euro Trash Girl. That was so cool hearing that song after listening so many times in Reno basement.
I love that.
So I have to, Reno basement, right? I have to, one story I will never forget is, it's midday, and I'm sitting watching TV. My door is wide open. We were right on the end, right before the stairwell, right? And I'm sitting there, and I'm just ripping bong tokes, watching one of our 5 channels. Because back at UAD when we went, we had 2, 4, 7, 20, and 50, and 56. Yeah. George Michael Sports Machine Sunday night was like our sports center. We got it once a week, and it was George Michael Sports Machine.
Watch the fuck out of that. Too.
Totally. Peckler knows what I'm talking about. I'm sure Grod definitely knows. So anyway, I'm ripping bong tokes, probably watching fucking soap operas. The RA just walks in, looks at me. I look up, blow smoke out. She goes, yeah. She goes, "Oh, I'm sorry to interrupt." I'm like, "Oh, no worry, come on in." So I hadn't talked to her, dealt with what we needed to, and she went on her way. I mean, it was crazy. Like, and again, UAD was a Jesuit university. That was probably, 94? Yes, because 94, that was a huge year. That was, Cobain had died in April, like a week or 2 right before we ended school. That was a crazy year, dude. First year in college, freedom. First time I saw pumpkins, that was that December 3rd, Michigan State Fairgrounds Coliseum. And then me, Pickler, and Deho went and saw them again in April at Breslin. Right before school got out, we skipped our soccer banquet to go to the concert, me and Pickler. So, really cool time for music back then.
1994, I was ending my junior year in high school.
So you would have been in Arizona by that time, right?
In Arizona, yeah.
Because those that don't know, Neil is a homegrown Michigander, born and raised in New Hudson, Brighton. Really Brighton is what we say, right? By the end, you were Brighton.
Yeah.
But you started out in
New Hudson. New Hudson and Brighton. And
then went to Brighton High, freshman, sophomore year, then moved out to Arizona.
In 94, when Cobain died, I was, end of my junior year in high school. And I mean, I love Nirvana. Love them still. I wasn't like sad. Of course, I was sad, but I didn't like. But there was some people that were like really, really,
Oh,
really
yeah.
sad. You know. And,
Absolutely.
and
I have
as
no
they should be.
problem.
I'm not. I don't. Yeah, I'm not dogging that. But
People dog that all the time. Oh, it's their celebrity. Who cares? But you know what? For some reason, it can impact you. I mean,
Right.
I will never dog anyone for being sad about a celebrity that died. I mean,
no, and then, but let me just but I was a junior in high school,
Yeah.
and I remember one of my classmates, he was a huge Nirvana fan, and he was a nice guy, kind of a dick, whatever, but he was fucking, I mean, he was crying like weeks and weeks later. I'm like, holy crap, dude.
mm-hmm.
I mean, that, if there was a death of a famous person, that hit me, but I didn't get hit until I saw somebody else actually like, crying. I'm like, oh my gosh, this guy freaking...
Right.
Really,
And you had no idea what that kid's story.
Right.
You know, said he was kind of a dick, but you know what? That's probably just some sort. You know, we all know. We're all kind of figuring shit out,
Right.
especially that age.
Yeah,
but you saw that, and it kind of made you
make
kind
fun
of.
of him. Yeah, at first, and then I'm like, oh shit.
But then you kind of reset yourself
Yeah,
too, right?
like,
And said, did you ever have one celebrity that kind of died that hit you a little differently, or no?
Not really. In like not musically, and even back then, but Diogo Jota from Liverpool passed, and Liverpool's a
Just this 2
English
months
Premier
ago.
League, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, yeah. And I was at first when I'm like, oh shit, that sucks. He died in a freaking car accident. And then I started, I started reading or looking at videos and YouTube videos, and I actually did cry. So
Right now.
I mean,
Well,
that's the only one I did.
and I believe you had kids.
Yes, I mean, that's probably the only one. But I'm like, dang, and I love.
No, but
Liverpool so much.
that's exactly. I mean, for me, there's been one. It's MCA.
Yeah.
You know, I'll never forget. It's when I was to travel for work. I had just landed. I was meeting, my ex and my kids at Buddy's on Plymouth Road. The second one, right? When there was only two. The original
Yes.
on McNichols, but that was the second one. And I got there first. I heard the news as soon as I landed, driving home, and like, at first, kind of like you, I'm like, oh man, that sucks. And I've told this before, but I got to Buddy's first, and I'm sitting in the booth by myself, and all of a sudden I just, like, almost not uncontrollably crying, but I was like, and then I didn't understand, and then, looking back, like, he was always my favorite Beastie Boy, without a doubt, and I've always said the way that he started, and then, I mean, he grew and changed, and, whatever, all that stuff, and it just, got into the Buddhism side, and not that I got into it a lot, but I read about it, right? Whatever. And then he's like 48 years old, wife and kids. And I knew there was trouble because I always say the Hall of Fame induction ceremony, he wasn't even at. Mike D and Ad Rock read the letter. Like, God, that can't be good. And, and then I think it was just weeks later. But that was the only one, really. And, and part of it, too, is because, it's never going to happen again.
Yeah, that's
like, there's never the Beastie Boys without all three of them.
Super sad.
But then, that takes a back seat to everything else about it, just because it's a person. He's and he was a good person by all accounts from what you hear and everything. And he was a dad and a husband and a friend, so all that shit, right? Just like, over time, it's like you grow to almost know these people. I know you don't.
Sure.
But, I mean, how many times, that I sit in a room and listen to Beastie Boys or see them in concert, and it's just like, seeing them in concert was like a life-changing thing. I mean, I look at some of the videos from the 90s, because one of the biggest comments I get on YouTube is, look at that crowd. They suck. Why isn't any... I'm like, it's a 30 to usually about a 45-second clip. Not everyone's going to be going nuts all the time. But then I look at those videos from like a Beastie Boys show or Pumpkins back in like the early to mid-90s. Holy shit, those things were insane.
Yeah. I mean, it obviously comes down to we're getting older, and then at a lot of the shows that we are going to now, these musicians are older, so I mean, it's not like it's going to be the same fucking energy.
No, that's a part of it, but even when I go to watch, I'll call them kind of the younger acts or whatever, people today at shows are totally different. And we saw it at Porno for Pyros, where people right on the rail, it's like you can fit almost twice as many people on that rail. but everyone's always needs their space now, and they don't want to get too close to everyone. And I commented on that one time. I'm like, well, I mean, if everyone would just tighten, well, I don't want to tighten up. I don't want someone breathing up. Well, then don't be up in the fucking front. I mean, what the fuck? And I'm sorry, but I don't know. I guess it is a different time, but like, I don't care about COVID. I'm sorry. If you're that worried about catching COVID at a concert, then don't go.
Sure, yeah.
Like, if you were that worried about catching the flu, then whatever it is, take your pick. Then don't go to that. But back then, like, we would be sardines.
Yes.
And everyone's crowd surfing, which I never was a fan of. That's why I always tried to get as close as possible so they would just fly over you. I crowd surfed one time. And then I realized that I had a great spot. They threw me over, and now I got to go all the way to the fucking back and work my way back up. That's stupid.
Some people are like, yes, this is the best
but
part.
You know what? And that's fine too.
Yeah.
Like,
because then they get to do it again. And I know there are people like that.
Totally. So we could blab about that forever. One thing I did want to mention before we get into some of the other episodes is, you know, we are like 70 some episodes deep now, which is crazy, right? You know, but you know, back in season 2, we had Eric Serrati on, who was, you know, one of my friends from high school. I hadn't seen him in years. Had a great time that day. Who actually passed, and so I just wanted to give him a quick shout out.
Super sad.
You know, and definitely, you know, let his mom and his sons know that you know, that we do think of them, and we do have them called out right here on our tapestry or whatever, tablecloth, whatever. But that was a fun day. I remember we had Justin Dunkel first, and this was the old in Howell where we used to record, and then we had Eric for the second one. So we hadn't seen Dunkel in a long time. So we definitely had a great time.
Well, I've never even met him.
Well, you never met him, but I hadn't seen him, oh my God, in ages.
No, yeah.
Played against him when he was at Butler. We beat him that year when I was a freshman. Sent him out. And then, but no, it was a great time catching him. And then I went with him to see Vanilla Ice this year, which is great, right? Yeah, Ice baby. It was the best ever. It was awesome. Shout out to Dan Hamler, too, for the ticket.
Yeah.
But no, then Eric came in after, so we were all four of us were hanging out, which we like to do, and then we went down and recorded. He brought over some whiskey, which was somehow tied back to Metallica, which I don't remember, especially after that day. And he also brought us some moonshine soaked cherries, which I know you can get anywhere, but I never bought them. And so anyway, we had a blast that day. We ended up in the green room after.
Yep.
And Neil was pretty well gone by that point. Next thing you know, you just tumbled backward. I haven't seen you tumble backwards like that with no attempt to stop yourself since Western Michigan in that snow and you were peeing in the bush.
And I just went. And just took it.
Someone goes, oh my God, where did Neil go? There's like fucking 2.5 feet of snow. He's in a bush peeing.
That was funny. And then I definitely did the same, but I went backwards in your garage.
And no, so Neil takes a tumble. I just remember Eric could not stop laughing. And I mean, for the next year, I mean, ever since he was on, literally up until one of the last times I talked to him, I was like, "Oh my God, I'll never forget Neil." Still, I mean, so. I just found, you know, especially in the year interview, and special shout out to him because he was an awesome guest. He was all metal all the time.
Yeah.
But I will never forget the one thing he said. Out of all the shows, the only time he was ever scared at a show was the Lilith Fair. Remember that? That was hilarious. So funny. He was a great guy. So
sorry guys.
No, because
but it was a good.
You know what?
Day. It was funny.
And in the end, you know, when we talk about, you know, people passing and that, and part of it is the remembrance, and just that day. You know, I hadn't seen him in 30 years in that day, and I never saw him personally after. We just would always text back and forth. So, you know, the one that you mentioned earlier, the episode was Shane.
Oh yeah,
O'Keefe.
Shane O'Keefe.
Yes, the
Gusher.
Yes, lead singer of Gusher, and we actually saw him
Yeah.
sing before we ever knew. It was another one of those ones.
Mm-hmm. And we saw him open for Frank Black.
Yes, in
which is
at St. Andrews.
Pixies.
Yes,
St.
Frank
Andrews.
Black solo, and he played Teenager of the Year, like in full, and then some other songs, of course. Yeah, Gusher opened up because Frank Black would use a lot of local bands for his openers versus like one traveling with him, which I always think is super cool when they do that. Jack White did that too.
Right. So we moved our studio, our green room and then studio. Who was our first guest?
It was Shane.
Shane was the first guest.
Shane was first, and then Jason Wagner.
And that was
Two-time guest, Jason Wagner.
In the basement, yeah. Dude,
Which, quick shout out to Jason, because he just recorded, was it 12 songs? 10? Something like that at like Sun Valley Studios, like out in California. His daughter hooked him up with a time slot and everything. And he did his whole album in like 3 hours. Follow along with Jason Wagner on that. But yeah, we had Shane and then Jason here for the first time. And again, that was kind of a weird time for me personally, and two dudes, really, because we had no idea.
Like we talked about earlier, there's been some changes and there's been some things that went on the past year, and that was like the first one. And
that was the first time we were here.
And
we actually did it
Redford House
downstairs in the basement for those first two, and then we moved it out here with Shaq. I believe it was the first time we were out here, and obviously we've turned this into quite the space.
Yeah, we'll put some pictures in, or you have over.
Oh yeah, we got.
We maybe what we can maybe do. We can do like a little video.
Yeah, we'll
put it on that TikTok. Hey,
TikTok,
hey,
which we are on TikTok now, finally. But fuck, man, it's a lot of work. But no, back to Shane, dude. That guy was awesome.
Yep.
He's been in music forever. He owns the bike shop.
Yes.
I think it was at Metropolis in Detroit. Really just been a fixture in Detroit for quite some time throughout his life, and then was a drummer. And Gusher's this first band where he's been the front man, which blew us away, because when we saw him open for Frank Black, I mean, he was a front man.
Phenomenal.
Absolutely. And, call it new metal, right? I mean, if you had the gun to the head, I would probably call it that, but I would say not all of their songs. It's cool. And but to see him do that, and then we find out that this is the first time he's ever been a front man, like super anxiety ridden.
Yeah.
Every time, I believe he said shitting and puking, literally. So, but no, he was super cool. And one of those ones where I know you like digging a little deeper on like the musical background, because literally grew up with all that.
Mm-hmm.
And it was funny. I'll never forget what he said. When you're like, man, you just really must love music. And actually he said, no, it was just more of just being a good kid and doing the right thing and what I was supposed to do. Remember he said that?
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's crazy, because, I correlated it kind of back to soccer and that, right? It was like, oh, you must have really loved it. I'm like, I did, but it was just, what you were supposed to do. You were expected to do.
We talked about
whatever.
But what you just do.
Right, no,
and
Gusher's still killing it, dude.
Oh, right on.
They're still doing their thing. What are some of the episodes you remember, that stick out to you?
Well, we've talked a little bit about us inviting people onto our show, and then maybe other creators, if you will. And I did love the Cedric LaDuff one.
Oh, absolutely.
In Pontiac.
Mm-hmm.
When he invited us to be the guest on his morning show. What's it called?
Come on, don't put me on the spot.
No, The Grind.
Yeah, The Grind. Yeah.
But
the morning show is every Monday out of Pontiac. Yeah, Cedric's awesome, dude.
Yeah, Cedric, I thought that was cool as fuck to have him as a guest. And then he returned the favor for us to be a guest on his morning
So much
show.
fun. But, isn't it fun when you can just go absolutely, and you can just sit there and just have fun and not have to worry about if you got bars for actually recording. You just sit there and bullshit. Yeah, it's awesome.
I know you get super nervous before episodes. I do too, but I understand why you do too, because you're doing a lot more than
Well,
than
yeah,
I am.
it's different set of.
But you know what I mean.
But still, it's
that one I was very nervous going in there.
Oh
I'm
my
like,
god,
what the
for
fuck?
sure.
And then when I sat down,
Oh, I mean, well, you had Cedric
Nikki
and
and Darnell were so
Right.
freaking welcoming, and
yeah, they are. They're
we
so
talked awesome. I thought that was probably
That was I really had a good time being
Good highlight.
on his show, and I loved having him on with us.
Mhm.
He taught us pause,
yes.
which we had no idea.
Yeah, we probably did it already. We
Oh,
should've
probably
said
a million
pause.
times already. But yeah, and I'll never forget that because he goes pause. He goes, you know what that is? I'm like something to edit. He's like, no. And apparently it's something you say something could be interpreted as being gay. Like, hey, I had Neil on.
Yeah.
Or I had Neil the other day. Pause. But the best part was Neil. He goes, oh, I thought you were talking about the Tigers mascot. Pause.
They love it.
I love it. The people loved it out there. Yeah, that one was fun. And like you said, I mean, it was so cool to be on theirs too. I love being on like other things, which hasn't happened, but it's coming up.
Yeah, it is.
Joe Nora, right?
Yeah.
So what did we come to? I think it was season 2, episode 8-ish, something like that. Was Joe Nora, who we've known forever playing soccer. I actually, since we're talking about, so let's get into what he's doing first. He's got his like a radio thing doing.
Sure.
He's doing 3 independent interviews with 3 different groups. He wants 2 dudes to be one of them. And on January 19th, Cave Radio, I believe. Internet Radio, which is, I believe, right out of Redford or close to it, are putting on their radiothon. So on January 19th, we're going to be on with Joe Nora talking just what we do and kind of catching up with him again since it's been over a year for sure since he was on our show.
Was a former, I think he's not in Grand Circus anymore. He's in Levitron.
Levitron, correct.
So
yes, when he was on our show, yep. And awesome guy, but we're going to be doing that, which, I love doing that. And just going back to Cedric, that was awesome going there, going to the studio with them and seeing how they do it.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, we are about as guerrilla as it comes. I mean, that's the best way to put it, right? We can take like 4 things and be going. Doesn't mean we're good, but we can go. But yeah, that was an awesome one. What else you got?
Definitely love. I could obviously do the big one, but we'll talk about that one.
Absolutely.
Cedric was good. I love Mr. Grinch.
Patrick Simmons.
Yeah, Patrick
Another
Simmons.
Pontiac guy.
Pontiac rapper. I was amazed.
The Cypher Society.
Cypher Society. I was amazed though, the way he explained, and I asked him like, so how do you even, do this? How do you even rap? How and his answers were so precise and just like, dude, I just not fucking do it, but I'm in there writing on a pad of paper all the time, writing lyrics and writing. I'm like, all right, cool. And Cypher Society has been doing wonderful things. I think they have, 100,000 subscribers. They're good. And Mr. Grinch,
Patrick Simmons
is fucking one of the best
local
rappers we have here. Or
really is.
Rap. Yeah.
And crazy that some of the collaborations that he's done and he's got coming up, he's going actually to do shows in Australia.
Yeah.
With the whole crew and everything. But the part I liked is it's just the Cypher Society is just a whole group of rappers. They're not necessarily from Pontiac. They might be Flint, Detroit, wherever else, Saginaw, I think. And they all have like a topic or whatever. They get together on Sundays and just kind of whatever the topic was the week before, they're all rapping about it. For the most part, like more collaborative versus like, diss rap and that. And even if they do that, it seems to be more kind of like in all kind of fairness, whatever, like not more positive, I'll say.
Positive.
It's a whole positive energy vibe type thing with it, more than, like getting after other people.
And they have like, I would say more like old school rappers.
Oh, yeah.
And of course they have the new, I guess you would call new school, with kind of like they're slower rappers, but I mean they're all
no auto tune and all
super
that
super
shit.
talented.
These no auto tune or anything. I mean, they're just straight up
Yeah.
MCs, dude.
Amazing.
Which I like.
What about you, Cal? You got one that sticks out?
Well, absolutely. So, one Blank Page.
Oh yeah,
It's the duo out of the Maryland area, and who got their name from a War and Treaty song. Like literally, when they were on our show, they had just graduated high school, so it's Avery and Jack, and they're boyfriend girlfriend, graduated high school. They're in college in Tennessee now, so they had literally just moved to Tennessee about a week or two when we interviewed them, and they got their name Blank Page for their duo from the War and Treaty song, who I saw in March at St. Andrews. It was an amazing show. Yes. War and Treaty, I was never familiar, and it was actually Terry Collins. Shout out to Terry at UD. He's like, oh my God, you're gonna love seeing them, and they're from Michigan. I forget exactly where, but it's like an hour or two from Detroit.
They're from Michigan, yes,
of course. And I remember going to that show, and it was just a fun time. Great band. Those two were amazing. And so to have that tie back, so when I posted a video from the War and Treaty concert, I noticed that this Blank Page kept liking, and then they followed us, and we go back and forth, and then I'm as I'm digging in, and they told us, I think they did over 100 shows before they could even drive a car or some shit, And last year did over 100 shows. So literally just grinding and doing it on themselves, doing it by themselves. And which for me, as a 50-year-old trying to do the same thing, it was cool to kind of talk to them about that stuff. And they are super talented.
Super talented. Very good human beings too. I mean,
yeah. And the stage they've shared with some of the biggest country stars ever, especially at festivals and stuff, is amazing.
That was a cool little episode we did.
Absolutely.
I love that one.
I feel like
loved them all. I mean,
no, absolutely. Yeah. I feel like that's where we kind of hit our stride with our remote episodes, though. Yeah. From that point on, I was very confident.
Yeah, and we're, pointing out the highlights of the past year and everything. I mean, we're gonna miss some. We're gonna hit them, but I mean, I remember that one as being that was cool.
Fun.
They were just really.
It was really fun.
Nice kids.
They are they're
going to be 49.
They're actually younger than some of my kids. Yes. So yes, they're kids, but no,
but with such great energy and just positivity.
But unbelievable the way they've taken ownership of just everything Blank Page by themselves. With what I mean, to be that young and that focused and driven, and also have the mindset of how do we grow it even more, right?
Yeah. And they were going. They're
in school.
Time, they were taking a little break, and they're they're
in school.
Very.
And I just saw, and you watch them on socials. They're still playing shows left and right, whether it's at campus and the fucking student commons or whatever, or wherever. And that's, that's what you got to give them props for. Is you do what you got to do to keep getting your name out. I mean, that's what we do. I'm like Gene Simmons. I told you that, bro. I'll put my two dudes' name on anything at this point.
Absolutely.
You want a funk? Oh, sure. I'll sell you one. Coffee mug hat? Sure. So, the one that I know we both loved, and I'll say, we're soccer guys. That's how we first met. Even before we knew each other, we knew of each other through soccer.
Because of, yes.
And then at UD, we played soccer. So when we had Craig Hearn on.
Oh, Craig.
Craig was awesome.
Yeah, Craig, what a guy, and he does the WAS.
Yeah,
WAS,
We Are Soccer.
WAS, We Are Soccer podcast.
Yeah. And having him here, and all I remember was sitting in the green room before.
Yeah.
And then, oh my God, it was hours after we were done, still hanging out with him. It was
Yeah, dude.
The old soccer boys getting together and talking. That's the first time I've ever met him in my life.
Dude, we never met, but we knew, he played soccer. He has a sweet freaking podcast. We're like, hell yeah, dude. He went to Michigan State.
Yeah, we played against somebody or whatever, right?
Yeah, obviously knows everything about soccer and music. No, I did not.
No, okay, so he was.
We did discuss that.
Yeah, that's right. I didn't. I definitely didn't.
He was only a year or two after, but
yeah,
good player, and then
But you knew he was good if you played.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It was like easy gauge. We know if you're good or not. Everyone, even to this day and age, I don't care if you're 16. I know if you're good or not.
Right. And I only laugh like that because
it's true.
Yeah, it's very true. And then all these little fucking kids, that are trying to be great soccer players, there's about fucking 10, 20 of you that are really good.
Right.
They're
still the
hundreds
same.
and hundreds and hundreds. Yeah, you're just average.
I hate to break it to you, and all you soccer people out there, your B and C team is called rec soccer.
Yeah, you're not that good. How about that?
All right. So anyway, no, I haven't heard.
Let's get off our heads for a second.
No, Craig was awesome. Like I said, not only because I've always said, sports in general, that I'll speak to soccer, music is a huge part of it. I mean, I was never a big guy, headphones, going to a game, focusing like that, but so many people were back then. And I gotta imagine it's probably even more so just because it's easier to do. You used to have chords and a CD player and all that shit, but still people would do it.
Yeah.
And I know music in the locker room, music while you're warming up. I mean, music was always there.
Mm-hmm.
So that was kind of fun to talk, remembering back then.
Yes.
Do you remember any of the songs you used to warm up to? I just remember that Boy Toy song, the wrestling one. Ravel was going to beat the shit out of our assistant SID if he played it for 1 second longer. But no, I mean, it's weird because I feel like sports and music do kind of go hand in hand.
Yeah.
And part of it too is when you, because we, again, zero music ability whatsoever, but when you talk to people, it's the same type of mindset and commitment and practice and training. And then for us, we would go and play a game, and that is your time to just love it. All that's worth it. A musician, they do all that same shit. Their time to shine and, on stage. And I think that, it's part of the reason maybe why I like it so much. Because you could be up there, you could screw up, anything could happen, but also you're so good at what you do, it's an amazing thing. I hate to say it, like us playing soccer at UAD, that was an amazing thing.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of parallels that go along with it.
And gosh, I wonder, and I'm sure you could freaking YouTube and say, hey, Pearl Jam, Eddie Vedder, anybody on there, what do you guys do to get pumped up for a show?
Right.
Do they listen to music? Or are they calm and
right, and I'm sure everyone has their own kind of rituals, but it's a music.
I bet you a lot of them probably do, and I'm sure they probably listen to something.
I hope they don't
funky.
listen. I just hope they don't listen to their own.
Well, they might just to be better in sync. But
wait, did you say something funky? Did you say something funky?
Funky.
Hey, we've had that button for 3 years, by the way.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm sure there are musicians / whatever, that might listen to their own, or just.
No, I doubt they listen to their own.
Well,
or they might just to be in
tune
tune and ready. Yeah, that's for sure.
But
I could see that.
But I do love the sports things, gosh, go to a football game, go to a high school basketball game, there's music freaking banging in the back. Go to an NBA game, there's music while they're playing, there's a rhythm or, a certain frequency.
7 Nation Army is in every thing
Yeah.
ever. But actually seeing Jack White play is amazing. It really is.
Oh yeah, Jack White.
I did see him twice this year.
He's pretty good.
Yeah, he's okay.
He's really good.
other one, which obviously was super special to me, was having my mom, Pam, on.
Yeah, Mama.
Which was a whole kind of ruse to present her that she was going to Paul McCartney, me and her. And also she was, had Dave on, the old man, had Paul on, had my kids, kind of everyone. So Pam was the last family member, I'll say, which was super fun because she actually had some good concert history there, which even I didn't know too much about, growing up or whatever over the years. The one we did forget to mention that she also saw was Rod Stewart, so I wanted to throw that out.
Oh, Mr. Rod Stewart. He's like 81.
Yeah, he was just, and I want to say he was just here this past summer or something, yeah.
Okay.
But no, that was fun because obviously I got tickets to Paul McCartney in Hamilton, Ontario. And we used that as the ruse to present it to her, which was awesome. Me and her went. It was such a great time. I will say, and I've heard this twice now, just because your Michigan ID has a gold star on it does not mean it's enhanced. It has to say enhanced ID on it. Pam's didn't, and we barely made it over the border to go see Paul McCartney. I was about ready to leave her there and see if you could come pick her up so I could still go to the show. Luckily, she was like old, and they don't think she's going to blow anything up, and they let us get through. But anyway, no, it was awesome. That was a fun show. Obviously, you've known Pam since you've known me, basically.
Oh, yeah,
UD, so she is your proxy mom while Mary's out in Arizona.
Yeah, she's definitely a mom to me as well.
No, for sure. So that one was super fun. The one, and I mentioned it earlier though, was Standish 913. Right? Dude's insane, love him to death.
Yes.
But
awesome.
Yeah, like I said, I was sitting in the green room. I was on my phone doing our Two Dudes podcasty stuff, and I see Standish 913 is going live and mentions you. I'm like, well, motherfucker, why does he mention me? So I go in there, and then whatever, and we just start going back and forth, and then sure as shit, 2 weeks later, I drove my ass to Kansas and kind of met up with him for a couple days, collaborated, we recorded an episode with him. Crazy story. Anyone who thinks that if, a Canadian prison wouldn't be that bad, just be blind, a foreigner in a Canadian prison for 2 months, you won't think that anymore.
And then being why he's in prison.
Oh, insane. Wrongfully accused of a murder for hire plot.
Yeah,
But don't worry, he did eventually plead guilty to mischief. So, which is basically the Canadian thing to make stuff go away. But no, that was actually a really cool experience. And then what we found out was that he just puts that in his header and mentions you as a clickbait thing, which got me.
yeah, you totally got clickbait.
Totally did. But no, that was super cool. And actually, one thing we're working on during season 4 next year in May is getting a booth at Comic-Con, MC3 here in Detroit area, with Standish. So,
real quick, Cal.
Yep.
Do you know where? This is a trivia question. Go ahead and put it in the comments below. Quick trivia question. Do you know what city the first Comic-Con was located and started?
I don't, but my guess would be San Diego.
I think you are, and you are correct.
San Diego's like the biggest one ever.
Yeah.
I want to go there.
No, I could be wrong, but I read that somewhere. With the internets.
Well, yeah, the interwebs, you never fucking know.
But I'm pretty
Could be in Singapore, where we're huge. We're also using Qatar, apparently.
Yeah,
but hey,
Singapore,
we love all our fans.
Mm-hmm.
But no, so yeah, we applied to Comic-Con. We're going to try to get a booth. We figure meet the people, a good way to get our name out.
Yep.
And get our gear out there, get some photos and stuff.
Comic-Cons are really excited about that.
I know,
to be honest.
I hope we get
the smallest little corner, whatever. But
you know what?
we would.
I
love
thought
to
about that,
be
Neil.
out
I'm
there.
like, I don't want to be embarrassed, right? But I figure we
Well.
do have Standish, who like he knows the Comic-Con scenes. But I also, when I was there this past time, I love them so much. By the way, Comic-Cons.
Yeah.
I saw like our local radio stations, like 97.
97
Wheels?
Sport.
No, no.
97 or
98.7. And there's a couple of them.
106.7 probably.
And they were right kind of to the end,
Yeah.
just one dude with some stickers, like
Yeah.
even less than I was thinking about doing. So I'm like, all right,
Yeah,
well, maybe
dude.
we wouldn't be too bad off here. And you know what? Again, it's those moments in time. Like, you either grab them or you don't. But
Yes.
if we don't,
I'm,
get, move to that next level, we can't bitch if you don't try to do stuff like
Right.
this. You know what I mean? It's uncomfortable. I mean, yeah, we could be talking to a ton of people, but you know what? In the end, you get super comfortable with it. Well, whatever. But so that's something we're working on. Because that for us, it's like, what is that kind of next thing? We
Sure.
do want to continue to grow, and we are.
yeah.
I mean, speaking of highlights, I mean, we're at almost 1.3 million views on YouTube. I mean, we're on TikTok now. We have well over 10,000 followers across all our socials. I mean, we're doing it,
Yeah.
and it's all organic, and, a lot of I get a lot of positive feedback. There's not much people doing what we're doing. No,
Yeah.
the podcast side, of course, but like the videos, like we have over 2,000 videos of concerts that we've been to in the last few years.
Mm-hmm.
Like anything you can imagine, no genre off limits. We always say that here, at the Garage Band of Podcasts. But no, but that was super fun, and I love that we had you on remotely since I was in Kansas, and that all worked out great.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't wait for you to meet Standish because he's a super awesome guy. I believe he just had his cataract surgery. I believe he actually may be able to see a little bit better. Might still be legally blind, but you know what? Props to that dude, and he's still grinding. And I know he just turned 33, so happy birthday, bro.
Oh, Larry Bird, 33.
33. But that kind of brings us, as we talk about episodes. And I'm going to look back at that poster right there, because that's where it all started.
Yes. Two Dudes and Killer Tunes.
And Comic-Con.
And Comic-Con.
Right, so
and 2020.
This was 3. This was May of 23.
2020.
Our first episode dropped April of 23, so it was 1 month after we dropped our first episode. Kennedy had got me this poster literally 1 week before Comic-Con.
And if you're just listening on the radio, the poster is...
That is, yes, very good, Neil, is Beastie Boys and Run DMC, Amsterdam 87, and I believe they also had DJ Hurricane back there with them. But I took that with me to Comic-Con. I had on my Two Dudes shirt. I was a big old fat person. And I saw DMC. I walked with him throughout the entire place going back to his comic book booth, which was smaller than this table pretty much. Same size, actually. And nicest guy ever. We talked about the poster, stuff we're working on, told him about our podcast. We'd love to have him on. Well, that day, he gave me his email address. And one thing I've learned with this is it's like sales. If I email him, he ain't going to come back to me the first time and say, oh, yeah, I'd love to be on it, especially back then, right? But you keep hitting them up, you might find someone who knows them, this or that, some connections. Sure as shit, we just had DMC on right before this episode.
Yep.
That was pretty
Almost
amazing,
3
wasn't
years
it?
later.
2.5 years, almost to the
Yeah.
day.
2.5.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, that was...
Oh, yeah. May. Okay.
Yeah, it was a little over 2.5 years, and it was like that full circle moment. Like, I remember 1 month in, I just met DMC. He gave me his email. I'm like, not that it was going to be easy, but I'm like, okay, there's something here. Like, he very easily could have looked at me and said whatever, but
Yeah, I'm not giving you my email.
right, that was his choice. So I'm like, okay. And the first year, it's a grind. And then once at the beginning, you kind of get a little bump because everyone you know. And then you go way down.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's where either people suck it up and keep doing it or they give up. And for me, it wasn't about giving up, it was just fun. And I always come back to that with two dudes. It's just fucking fun, dude. And of course, I love having people we know. I love having people we don't know, like the DMCs, Blank Page and Harris, because just talking to them and learning about. I mean, talking to the DMC, one about Christmas in Hollis.
Sure.
And then about like how they brought the hip hop culture to the globe. I mean, it was them. And how he's like, we just were living. You guys experienced it, not us. And like, hearing him see that to actually like look at it, even from our own perspective versus his.
It was interesting the way he explained that too. We were just doing it. We were musicians. We were doing it, and then.
But you guys got to really experience it.
Yeah, and we're wide-eyed, and we're like, holy shit, jaws dropped.
And then we learned that he took meetings just to learn what other people were doing.
Sure.
Like normal human behavior. Like, oh my God, this was some. I would totally do that. Or like, the food might be good. I'll go check it out. But the one thing I'll take away from that is, because, talking about like rock, because he is so like rock oriented, a lot of his stuff. And then he's like, but we all grew up on the same shit. Because we're about the same age. He goes, we watch the same Saturday cartoons. We all watch Soul Train. He goes with the black guy, I'm like, Don Cornelius, I fucking know Don Cornelius. I watch Soul Train. Like, we all watch the same shit. And that was us, is about the last time that did that. At least in that kind of like...
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Because they were
you had nothing
late
else.
70s, early 80s, and then blew up mid-80s. I mean,
even like, the 90s, we still didn't have technology.
It's so rad.
If you're lucky, someone had a camcorder, you got something,
Sure.
So yeah, having him on was like, oh my God, like, could it get even better from here? And word on the street, yeah, season 4 will get better. Well, we hope, but no, it will. I mean, we have a lot of big things coming up, but in addition to like all those episodes, the ones that still are some of the most fun are the tailgates. And we only had 2 this year, but they were awesome.
Yeah.
So the first one we did was Dave Matthews Band at Pine Knob, and Grod was there. Yeah. So it was kind of a twofer, right? It was a tailgate, but we also had Grod on, which was amazing.
And I know you hadn't seen Dave Matthews in a long, long time. I probably saw him about maybe 5-6 years ago, 18, 19, 20, whatever.
No, I haven't seen him literally in like 20 years.
Yeah. And they had a freaking brilliant set list. I mean,
yes,
better than when I saw them in the last, But I mean, who can go wrong with a Dave Matthews song?
I agree with you.
I could.
No, but when you say a brilliant set list, and I'm in the. Yeah, keep going. No, it was a brilliant set list, and when I say that, it's because of when I listened to them.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I love Dave Matthews from like 94-ish, like late 94, early 95. I actually saw Dave Matthews with Big Head Todd and the Monsters at the Fillmore in Detroit. I was front row center, literally right in the front row rail.
What a wonderful show.
Big Head Todd was the headliner.
Yes.
At that show, they flipped.
Yes, they flipped.
Cost me $20. Front row center, Dave Matthews, Big Head Todd. Maybe a different time, but amazing. And I loved them for a long time. And then, I don't know, it would have been, about 4 albums in or so. You just kind of lose touch. And I had a bad experience when they played Comerica. It was awful. I was in the fort, highest deck, $40, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, not again. But I won tickets to Dave Matthews, Tim Reynolds in 2017-ish or so. Me and Paul went, and I'm like, damn, that was good. And it was a lot of those old songs. Yeah. Because you remember the Dave Matthews, Tim Reynolds CDs that always came out with.
Amazing.
It was so good.
It was amazing. And
then I still hadn't seen him for a while until this show. And I'm really glad we went.
Yeah, me too. We walked into Warehouse. We walked in a couple songs late, but hey, we were doing a tailgate.
Right, absolutely.
Forgive us.
No, and remember the weather was shit.
Yeah.
So if the weather was good, tailgate would have been more on time.
That's right, yeah.
And I'm trying to remember the little bit of a snafu maybe with your ticket.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But this was definitely my killer tune from that show. Trippin' Billies. And this is actually off of like their very first album, or like most of it's live.
Yeah.
And to be honest, like hearing them sing this now versus what you hear here, still holds up.
Well, this is on the original. Trippin' Billies is on the original.
And the original Two Dudes, it totally is.
Original Two Dudes in Warehouse.
And Warehouse, yes. No, you're right. And it's from this album, which I forget exactly. It's live at the whatever. I'll never forget. It was Paul, obviously, that introduced Dave Matthews to me, but it was from his Eastern buddies, Dana and Josh and Jake and Beresford and all those guys. The guys are awesome. Almost all of them. Matt Martin is the ones I went to that. Beastie Boys, Henry Rollins, the Lynch Mob show at Wings in Kalamazoo, which, you know, when I was talking about seeing some of those old Beastie Boy videos, that's what it took me back to. It was, I will never forget, it was October 30th of 92. So I was 17. And that was the Pam and Dave's blue Aerostar van.
Yes.
Me and Geiger. Paul. I know it was for sure Matt Martin. I want to say Toby, and I think Jake. Drove to that show, and that was the first time I'd seen the Beastie Boys. Only time I've ever seen Rollins band. We didn't actually get in there for the Lynch Mob, but Ice Cube went there anyway. And Rollins blew me away. Like, I really liked him. And then seeing his spoken words is even better.
Yes.
But then the Beastie Boys, that was Check Your Head tour, fucking amazing. And like I said, like seeing the videos from those like Beastie Boys shows back then, that's exactly what it was. It was insane. So anyway, we're back at this Dave Matthews tailgate. We had Grot on.
Yes, we had a grot on. Yes, it was very, very rainy, very, very weather.
Sucked at the beginning, but it turned out it was a good night by the end.
Yeah, that was a good show.
Great show.
Yeah, good show. Way to go, Dave Matthews.
Absolutely. And you know what? I'm not necessarily, I don't mind when a headliner just comes out and wails away for like 2.5, 3 hours with no opener. Either. You know what I mean? Like, I'm good with that.
And he had some pretty good covers.
I know.
Do you remember the
Word Up.
Word Up.
For sure. Word Up was...
One? But Word Up, yeah.
Because I even remember getting a text from Grod during the show.
Yeah.
Seriously, Word Up right now?
Yeah, it was a group text. We were all on.
Yes. Because I actually had a pavilion seat because I wanted to get close for better videos.
And I
shit.
sat
You were
along.
Because at first you didn't even have a ticket.
Yeah, and
You show up to our tailgates usually without a ticket.
Yeah.
Except for Lord Huron. That was the only other tailgate we had this year.
Mm-hmm.
And that was August 9th, and that was at Meadowbrook. I hadn't been to Meadowbrook in ages, dude.
Me neither. Probably, I saw Ben Harper there.
I was going to say, that might have been the last time I was
there.
there.
Lumineers.
That's right.
Yeah, Lumineers.
Lumineers
and
yeah. That with Elena and Max.
Mm-hmm.
And John.
Was Moose there or no?
No. He was me, my ex. Elena was only like 16 years old. Not 16. She would have been 21 at the time. And then John, my brother-in-law, went to that show. That was at Meadowbrook, yeah. That was the last time I was there. It would have been about 2016.
Okay.
Maybe 15, somewhere in there. You weren't there.
I was not. I was at the Pine Knob show when we saw them.
Yes, when we all went together with Moose. Yes, you were at the Pine Knob show. Yeah.
No, not Meadowbrook. I'm sorry, guys.
No, but even the Pine Knob show, that was only like 22 or something.
Yeah.
You know, that was before we started, too, dude.
Yeah, that was recent.
They're so good, man.
Yeah,
they really are. They're a great concert.
They're doing are they not doing a world? They're doing a world tour.
So they did this summer.
Yeah.
I actually think they're in Australia right now. So they did a whole summer tour, and actually I caught them at Bourbon and Beyond in September in Louisville, Kentucky.
That new song that I have on the radio, gosh darn, what's it called? It's a nice little song.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh darn, I just heard it yesterday.
I will say, The Lumineers are the only show that I don't mind going to where everyone sings along.
Yeah.
It just has that feel and whatever with seeing them. I don't know. It's weird to me because I hate when people sing along. I want to see the band. I mean, honestly, but, whatever. I don't care. Everyone enjoy it however you want.
Yeah.
But, like, that show, I'll almost say that I'm almost singing along with the people.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun. It's just those types of songs.
Yeah. I can definitely dig that.
Mm-hmm.
When there's people
He's
singing.
always in the crowd.
Yeah.
Avery was holding his hand.
But
Fine now.
But when people are singing, I mean, I can almost...
It can be obnoxious.
It can be, but I can... and then I just kind of focus in on them singing.
Right.
If there is one person back there or to the side of me that has a very, very bad voice, then I might leave or walk away, but...
100%. Especially if you're on the hill and stuff, you can move, like let that person enjoy it how they are. Don't complain about them and take your focus off of what you're here for.
And believe me, I've sang at many concerts.
Oh my God.
There's people
Dude, I will never forget.
Fuck is this guy?
Well, you were there, the Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. Me, you, Paul, and Dave, but Johnny V was there. And at some points we were flip-flopping seats and that, but Johnny V was down on the floor with us. Singing along to Down by the River, I believe it was. And some 60-something-year-old looks at him and goes, "Shut the fuck up, I ain't paid here to sing, love to hear you sing." And Johnny V, first of all, nicest guy ever, totally just what up, But still singing because he's just having the best time ever. This guy's getting so pissed, but he's not even meaning to piss the guy off. He's just in the moment,
He's just having a fucking blast.
But no, yeah, totally. I'm not and I've always been, people are going to enjoy it differently. That's why even I record a ton at shows, but people recording kind of drive me nuts sometimes too, depending on the person and whatever. But you know what? It's their show too. They can do whatever the fuck they want. And that's why I don't complain ever. And, I'm going to mention it because Maynard, you're doing it wrong, bro. If you don't want people to record at your shows, give them bags and don't let them record anything. But to expect the workers at Pine Knob to police the recording so that you can let someone record their very last song is stupid. Mm-hmm. If you don't want them to record, give them bags. Comedians do it all the time. I have no problem doing it. If you're going to put on a show and expect the workers there to do your bidding, sorry, bro, you're wrong. And you know what? You also did your whole Mexican Riviera thing wrong. And I'm just going to say that. I love Tool, love Maynard, but you're wrong on this one, bro.
Yep.
There's ways to do it if that's what you're really looking for. So anyway, obviously getting through the episodes there, the tailgates. Lord Huron was an amazing one.
Too good. That band is too good. I like
Meadowbrook, first of all, is half the size of Pine Knob. Compared, let's just call it 15 versus 7,500. So it's smaller, it's intimate. Lord Huron was a hometown show, basically. We ended up getting Leah on the show, who is the godmother to the lead singer of Lord Huron.
Sure.
And plus, both her daughters are in the band Giacomo that opened up that night and are playing February 21st, my birthday. Also the same day that Roddick Papias is getting inducted into the UDM Hall of Fame as soccer player.
Hall of Fame, yeah.
But anyway, Giacomo's playing that night at the Shelter on the 21st, which is actually Leah's daughters, who Leah was also the godmother of the lead singer of Lord Huron.
Yeah.
Crazy how that all worked out at that tailgate. And we actually had Alan Placek on for a while.
You had Placek for
Yeah, he showed up with his chick and was on for, I want to say, was that his fourth time? I think him and Shaq have both been on 4 times now. So it's the race to see who gets the 5-timer jacket. We'll see.
I want to say you might have invited them both here tonight. They could have.
I never did invite Alan. I know Shaq was a little sick coming back from Italy, but
that's why you didn't.
Yeah. I did.
Because you wanted to give them both a chance.
Correct.
Yeah.
Shaq was sick. I get it, bro. But if you were like, "Hey, fuck you, I ain't coming," I'm like, "All right, I'll have Alan come on." But no, we're gonna get them some jackets when they finally. Who will be and who knows? Maybe they won't be the first 5 timers.
I guess it's kind of up to us.
It kind of is
A little bit, you know. We can throw some bait out
there. Some chum. Get some chum out there for Jaws.
I mean, if they only knew how much fucking fun we're having right now. I mean, come on.
So, since we were talking about the tailgates, again, some of the fun episodes, right? Because one, usually we get people we know that are at the show.
Oh, yeah.
But just the randos, too. Or even if we don't get randos, just watching people and talking. It's so much fun. It's sunny, you're at a show, you can't beat it. We already have 2 who kind of, I will call them penciled in as scheduled, but they're pretty well in ink at this point.
Yeah.
First, we have Grand Rapids. They have a brand new amphitheater, outdoor, similar to Pine Knob. What was it called again? I forget.
It was called it's going to be called, and is called, the Acrisure Amphitheater?
Yes.
Acrisure.
And their first show is it May 15th?
It will be May 15th, 2026. It's a Friday.
And who is it?
It's motherfucking Lionel Richie.
Motherfucker, as we are dancing on the ceiling that day, bitch. But no, that's going to, our plan is, our first tailgate episode of season 4 will be at Acrisure for Lionel Richie. Richie. Lionel Richie. Whether or not we actually get into the concert or not, still to be determined, but we'll be there for sure. That is going to be a game changer next summer.
I think that...
Do you know how many people are going to fucking say, F you, Pine Knob, we're just going to Grand Rapids instead? It's already happening with the normal venues.
I mean, guys from this side of town, where we're at, you know, it's already getting some bad feedback here.
I'm probably stepping on something, bro.
It's even long and hard a hard drive to get to Pine Knot, but just go to Grand Rapids. 2 hours, right? 2.5 hours.
Right, no, but it's an easy drive.
And on that show, the Warren Treaty will be opening up
for Lionel Richie. That's an amazing lineup. Also, there's someone else there.
Yeah, I think his name is Brian Vanderark from the Verb
Fight, another local band.
Yes, and he will be. I think he's the first, and then Warren Treaty, and then
Lionel. So that'll be super fun.
Lionel Richie, I mean.
And the other tailgate we got lined up is Foo Fighters.
Yes, Foo Fighters.
Ford Field, I think it's in August or some shit. I don't even know. It's so far out. Who knows? No, that's fun. But I don't like the Foo Fighters at all. I don't. I'm not going to lie. I've never liked them. I don't like them to this day, but I also know that everyone's like, they're so good live. Give them a chance. And I mean, I know so many songs. It's a concert, so I'm going to go and enjoy it anyway, whether it's Foo Fighters who I don't like or not. I know all the songs. Everyone's going to be fucking jazzed up. It'll be a cool time and a great tailgate episode.
I like the Foo Fighters.
Cool.
Do I own an album or a CD by the Foo Fighters? No. I've heard all my Foo Fighters songs on the radio. Are there ones that haven't been playing on the radio? They're awesome too. I bet you there are.
And you'll hear them that night. Hopefully.
Yeah. And guess who's opening up for that band?
Oh, it's Queens of the Stone Age, which I'm super excited about because I've never seen them before.
So if you...
Lindsay told me I look like him. Josh Home.
Okay.
Your sister.
So if Queens of the Stone Age are sweet.
No, that's definitely a super cool show. All right, so no, absolutely. Like I'm excited to see Queens of Stone Age, and I'm actually excited to see Foo Fighters. To be honest, you know,
even though you don't like them.
No, I mean,
you will still see them. And
absolutely, because I'll go back to like Coldplay. And the words I use maybe aren't always the best, but I'm like, oh no, I don't like Coldplay. I saw them in concert. It was fucking amazing.
Sure.
I have so many songs on my playlist. You know so many of their songs. I look at Foo Fighters kind of the same way.
Okay.
And yes, David Grohl's talent, Taylor Hawkins' talent, their songs, I get it all. it just wasn't something that I gravitated to where I would put it on my playlist and listen to it all the time. Like I would Pumpkins, Lou Reed, Ben Harper, whoever, name, the ones that I always talk about.
Yeah,
But I get it. I understand and I realize why people love them. And I mean, D-Ho is one of them. I think maybe even Pickler was like, well, see them live. They're amazing. And that's kind of like a different kind of bar, right? Once you see them live.
Barometer.
Yeah, barometer. Great.
But
and I go back to like Coldplay. Like they were never like, and everyone. And it's also one of those bands everyone dogs, right? But I went and saw them, and I'm like, oh my god, I knew like 18 of 23 songs, and they put on a great show. I like
that comparison, Val, to be honest, what you're saying with
because it's similar. It totally is. Like there's huge bands and people kind of either love or hate. And then you have the people in the middle like, oh, they kind of suck. But like a lot of people love them and a lot of people hate them. Coldplay and Foo Fighters, I look at it that way. The love and hate is huge, but there's also that big in between with those two bands too, and I've become that in between with Coldplay because I saw them live. So I'm hoping, and not even hoping, but again, I mean, I appreciate Foo Fighters, but they're not even on my playlist.
Okay, fair enough. DeHorty would be really pissed at you.
I know. I know. Pickler said he's in for Foo Fighters, and I told him we already got tickets and that, but hopefully he'll still come, and then we can do tailgate and shit with him and stuff. Because we're going with John and Lindsay, right?
The way you dislike the Foo Fighters is kind of like the way I dislike Sting. And you really love Sting.
I do love Sting. He's my favorite. Actually, he's close to my Forever Five.
Really weird how this works out.
The way I like Sting, though, Neil, is... no, I don't like Sting.
I don't... Okay. No, yeah, I know.
No, I know, but no, I get what you're saying. It's like... you don't like them, but you necessarily don't have the best reason not to like them.
Fair. Guess what?
You know what I mean? Like,
if I saw Sting in concert, I would
probably be blown away.
I'd be like, holy fuck.
And that's kind of how I look at Foo Fighters. Like, I don't know why I don't really like them. I just don't really like them. It has nothing to do with David Grohl, personal, or anything. I didn't like them when he first started them. It just wasn't, I don't know, it just wasn't my thing at that point in time.
Sure.
So no, I am excited to go see them. I'm not gonna lie because, like, I feel like I've been missing out, and seeing it live is a totally different experience, right? Yeah, and when we talk about live shows, what were some of the ones that you had that were like blew you away this year?
This past year?
Yeah.
Well, of course, we didn't talk about the Smashing Pumpkins, the Lyric Opera House in Chicago, Illinois. Was I blown out and blown away by it? No.
I wasn't either.
Was I, holy shit, this is fucking cool. With the freaking opera, singing Smashing Pumpkin songs, and then for a couple, Billy Corgan coming out and singing with the opera? Yes.
Yeah, so I agree, dude. Like, honestly... It was cool, but I wasn't blown away.
Yeah.
I wasn't. I wanted more Billy Corgan singing. I mean, you had 19, 20 songs. He only sang on 3.
Yeah. And I don't think that was what it was intended to be. I get it. I'm not saying...
No, it wasn't. I think it was intended to be that. We knew it was going in. It was super cool. The visual. It was a very cool experience. I wouldn't say I was blown away by the... So... some of the shows that we've gone to this year were pretty fucking phenomenal.
Sure.
Whether big shows, bands that came back from 30 years ago, but Hellman. I saw them at Magic Bag. First of all, those fuckers didn't come out till almost 10:45. Played like well after midnight on a Sunday, but they were awesome. Yeah, and the one song that I'll never forget they played that night, and I believe he actually said, here's the one that paid for my ex-wife's house. In the meantime. But that was a cool show. Magic Bag again, real small venue, Ferndale, 500 people. War on Women was the first opener, and then Slow Motion out of Norway opened up for Hell. And I'm actually going to see Slow Motion in April at the L Club in Detroit.
Oh, the L Club
In Detroit, Mexican town.
Yeah, Mexican.
Yep, yeah, absolutely, Mexican town. But they were super cool at the show, especially like leading into Helmet. But holy shit, I've never seen Helmet before. And then seeing them play at the Magic Bag, and again, that's small, intimate venue. Might have been one of the loudest shows I've ever been to in my life.
Microphone check.
What up? What are you doing?
Good, we're good? Okay. Just want to make sure.
And then, no, but goddamn, they were good. And they were here not too long ago. Opened up for Guar.
Oh, yeah.
Helmet, you remember that?
Yeah.
We didn't go to it, but he's in Pontiac. But no, fuck it. In the meantime, that was such a cool song back in the day. And Helmet, fuck, man, they really, really fucking rocked. What were some of the ones that stick out to you over this past year of the shows?
Shows, I mean, we obviously... I loved Freako.
Absolutely.
We saw Freako last March. And you were a good Freako fan, and you
Ahead of
said,
time.
hey, yeah, ahead of time. You're like, and you saw them. And you're like...
Yes.
Yeah.
So I
Is
saw
that
Freako
Lollapalooza, right?
first at Lollapalooza. They played on like the little Toyota stage, right?
Mhm.
Just like, but they're local to Chicago, so they kind of probably got a little
Fair.
And then they opened up for Roy Lotus at the Majestic, which is one of our favorite venues ever. The Majestic.
That's right.
Yeah, back in September of 24. And then here's one of my killer tunes from that night was Until I'm With You Again. And it's such a cool band. They're like, give you that indie feel from the 90s, you know, they can slow it down, speed it up. Yeah, saw them at Lollapalooza, saw them open for Roy Lotus, and me and you saw them in March at the Loving Touch.
Loving Touch in Ferndale, yes.
So even a little smaller venue than Magic Bag, but I mean Ferndale's such a cool music scene for sure.
That I really loved that little Loving Touch, little bar, music freaking venue.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And they put on some really good shows throughout
They
the entire
do.
next year.
And I remember we met Freako. He said he was a little bit sick.
Oh, he was sick as a dog, dude. Like, I remember looking at him, he was like, oh.
Yeah, he goes, my voice isn't going to be very good. And I was like, dude. I mean, obviously, we talked to him before the show, but I was like, I didn't think his voice was that bad at all.
No. No,
And
they
he
were
fucking
awesome.
cranked. And I thought that was
That was
a cool ass show.
for me, it was a very, very special show. 'Cause
Yeah, that was a cool show.
I love finding those young bands. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I always have. Remember, like, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I mean, like, back in college, I remember, like, introducing people to Wilco. And Sunval, of course, after all, too.
Agents of Good Riches that you
just
were...
other things
yeah,
that you're
just-
like, oh my god, have you guys heard this? And I mean, of course, I love hearing that too. I just said that to one of my best friends the other day. He's like, don't ever stop sharing new music with me. It's
Mhm.
like the one thing I always loved about you. You know, like, same thing with me. Like, I always loved like, oh my god, have you everyone heard this?
Yeah.
You know, and that's kind of the whole point of Two Dudes also is when I do those videos, it's not just, oh, I want to take a video of the concert, but it's like sharing music. We used to share music all the fucking time back in the day. We talk about CDs and tapes and even vinyl.
You can see it now.
And Lindsay would record all of our tapes onto her tape so that she could listen to it, and we'd do the same. Like, it's kind of the same fucking mindset. Not everyone can go to shows. They're expensive as fuck. Even, like, this Freako show probably cost me $50. And now if you're like, you gotta get a babysitter, all that other bullshit. I mean, luckily for us, we ain't got shit to do. We got a dog that we know can pretty much survive even a zombie apocalypse.
At least a couple days. Zombie apocalypse or a couple days.
Or a couple days. But you know what I mean? Like, it's a whole event, even if the ticket's only $30. And so people really have to pick and choose what do you want to go see and this and that. And, you know, and by sharing the music, either, oh man, I could never go see this, I'm glad you shared it, or, you know, oh my God, I've always loved this band, I want to go see him, I want to look him up, you know, and that's the whole point of it, you know, it's not whatever, but, you know, I believe we got a little sneak peek of one of my other, for me, one of my favorite shows of the whole year was easily going to see Michael Glebicki and Dirk Miller in Pittsburgh. So they are Rusted Root. Michael Glebicki's Rusted Root. Dirk Miller's been playing with them for 20 some years. But do you remember that day?
Yes.
So me and you and Kenny and Avery packed up a whole U-Haul of all my shit and Howell. It was April 19th, I believe. And then me and you drove that U-Haul. And me, you, and Pam unloaded everything into this house.
Into
and
the
then Pam
house.
drove me straight to the airport so I could fly to Pittsburgh to this show. And that was awesome. It was at this little, it was actually a wine cellar down in the basement. Few hundred people, maybe.
Yeah.
Michael Glebicki called me out during it because I drove from Detroit and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just such.
I came from Detroit.
And then he goes, such. Right.
This guy came from Detroit.
Dude, I was sitting I was literally sitting on the ground right in front of him the whole time. At one point, I actually did a video of me with him singing, you know, "Send Me on My Way." But
just
the
to
one
prove
song,
you were there,
right? But the one song that they played, him and Dirk Miller, was Heaven. And me have always said that Remember CD by Rusty Root rivals their What I Vote for sure.
Yes.
It's Ecstasy and all those other ones on it. So many good songs.
what year was that? 95?
Had to have probably right around there. And
Or was it 90?
the other thing is they only have like 3 or 4 albums.
Yeah.
Max. Like actual recorded studio albums. They were just a touring band, basically, that everyone loved.
It's not very first kiss. Yeah. Badass tune.
So, I mean, seeing that, which was super cool, because we've always talked about that song.
Unreal.
And then, I mean, but everyone knows them 100% for. Like every commercial,
Hold on,
Ice Age.
I don't
What is
rec-
this song?
I don't
Never
recognize
heard of
this
it. Next!
I don't recognize this song at all.
But how could you not be super excited and just in a good mood when they play this song?
Oh, for sure.
It was so fucking fun. Dirk Miller played the fucking little goddamn piccolo or whatever the fuck they, you know.
Probably a recorder.
Right. Basically, it was a recorder. 100%. So that I'll just never forget that day, just because everything that had to happen. I caught the flight, went to that show. I mean, I got to meet Michael Glebicki and Dirk Miller after and talking to them and telling them about what I was going through and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I never even had a hotel room. I stayed there until the show was over. I walked to, the Monty Brothers or whatever.
Primanti Brothers.
The sandwich place, and I got like the fucking kielbasa one. Ate like a fucking king till about 1 a.m, talking to people. Caught an Uber to the airport, slept in at my gate until 6:30 in the morning when my flight was out, and then I got home just in time for Easter.
Oh, that was amazing.
Yeah, it was. It was one of those things. It was funny because more so than anything else, it was had a goal set to go. Me and you and everyone else involved accomplished it to make me get there. And that was one of the first times throughout all the trials and tribulations of last year. Like everyone went out of their way to work for me. Not for any other reason, just to make sure I made it. And that was one of those pivotal moments where I really looked at that and realized the support system and how strong it was that I had. Without a doubt.
I can't even believe that wasn't even a year ago.
Dude, that was barely 8-9 months ago. I know. It's crazy,
super,
isn't it?
super
I know.
long ago.
I know. So what else did you have as far as concerts on your list? Because I know you had quite a few down there. Like you said, you know, you forget how many you fucking went to this last year.
Well, yeah. I mean, we did talk about most of them. And I guess...
What about Lord Huron?
Yeah,
Did you have a killer tune from that fucking show?
Oh, Lord Huron, of course.
Because like one, they have like a million killer fucking tunes.
Yeah, Lord Huron is good. Not Dead Yet. I mean, that's a freaking badass tune.
Which one?
Not Dead Yet.
Which one was it?
I don't know.
Is it this one?
Wait, are you dead?
Not yet.
You can't hear. Oh wait, you just lost your hearing.
No, but like
neither
one of
the song.
Oh my god! Like this is, I mean, between this and a few others, everyone knows Lord Huron, right?
Yeah.
I feel like they do anyway. But this is the first time for either me or you.
Yes.
For that.
And I've wanted to see them.
Same
for a
here.
bit now. They've been
For
around
years.
For 15.
Right, and then
years.
to see a hometown show like that at Meadowbrook, that was amazing. And because, you had Wong for that. I had Pavilion, but really my Pavilion was like 2 or 3 rows from the walkway between Pavilion and Wong.
Yeah.
Which weren't good for recording, but I mean, I wasn't in a much better
That's what I was
position.
going to say.
You know what I mean?
If you guys want to look at some badass Lord Huron videos, I'll have you. Freaking awesome. Are sweet.
All of our videos on YouTube are badass.
Yeah.
For the most part, but Lord Huron, there's some sweet ones there, bro.
I was in the lawn and, you know, I could see, not see, whatever.
No, right, I hear you. But no, that was...
too good of a show.
That really was a good show. They always play Red Rocks. And I know me and you have never been to Red Rocks, ever.
No.
That would be a great show
Do you think they'll play Mining Forever?
Who knows? I hope so, because they didn't fucking play Mine Forever that night, which is literally my favorite song.
Really weird, because that's a good song.
I know.
They play it.
I felt like that was kind of weird that they didn't play that.
So they're probably mentioning, hey, Cal, come to Red Rocks. We'll play that song. Wait, we should tag him right now.
So
tagged.
You did mention the Billy Corgan opera, right? So the one thing I will say, of course, very cool experience. I always love being in Chicago. Jesus Christ, driving there was rough.
Even driving home was
rough as well. But it was a really cool experience. I really do wish that Corgan sang more songs out of that. But that also wasn't the intent. I get that. Cool experience. But I will say that by the end, the very last song there was Tonight. Mm-hmm. Billy came out, he sang it's kind of like the symphony and everything for the recording originally. So to see that done, that was pretty fucking cool.
It's a really good song, we all know that.
And he also sang 1979 and 33, so I mean, some of the songs he sang were amazing.
That 33 was...
That was
the
highlight. That was easily the highlight of my night.
That was almost...
Totally.
Really.
Now, you didn't get to see Billy Corgan solo.
No.
So I saw him in Detroit at St. Andrews and then in Grand Rapids at the intersection. He had Kid Tiger, Jenna Fournier playing bass, who I was lucky enough to see at Paris, Detroit later in the year. Mm-hmm. But that was super cool because, it was Billy Corgan, still had Kiki Wong on guitar. But hearing all those songs in those small venues and him, it was fucking awesome. Yeah.
So rad.
What I've really loved about him lately is that one of the last songs he's always playing, and this was easily one of my killer tunes from those shows, is Everlasting Gaze. And a lot of it comes down to his guitar. is I just love the music part of the Pumpkins first and foremost. And I don't mind it. I like unique voices, but this song has kind of become one of their main ones towards the end since we saw them at
Canada?
no
America.
when they opened up for Green Day. And since then, and then for these two solo
right.
shows, it was the very last song we played. And it's interesting. If you watch them, you can watch the evolution of when he's playing the shows. From when we saw him at Canada, all the way through his solo ones. It's actually pretty interesting because a lot of those songs that we saw early on you don't see now, and the ones that maybe we started trying out are now becoming like the main ones in their sets. And then the one thing I haven't talked about yet, Ben Harper. And so this is shortly after like the whole divorce was over. I'm here. But I'd already had it in plan, and I saw Ben Harper 3 shows over 4 days, I believe it was. Toronto, June 4th, Royal Oak in Michigan, June 6th, and then Chicago, June 7th. Easily in my Forever 5. I don't see Ben Harper not being in my Forever 5. Seen him so many times. Seeing those 3 shows, this is Amen, Omen, which he ended 2 of the shows and 3 of the songs. And he did Amen, Omen with the Knocking on Heaven's Door cover. It was amazing. And you know what? Musically, vocally, lyrically, everything. Ben Harper's awesome. And after seeing those 3 shows, and he actually posted one of my videos and thanked us for going to all his shows, was like, this dude's amazing. I got to meet him in Toronto. Nicest guy ever. Mm-hmm. You know, when they say don't meet your, heroes or whatever, well, I can tell you, if you love Ben Harper, I hope you meet him someday. He's a super cool guy. Just a
Rad-ass dude.
in Toronto, and again, I'm going to throw it up. His brother / tour manager gave me his email. So I'm still working it, Ben. You're going to get on, bitch. I know it.
Yeah, we're going to have you on, bro.
For sure. But Amen, Omen, especially in Chicago, because I got right up to the front because I don't care by that point. I was like, from me to you watching you sing this, like literally one of my favorite live artists ever. Ben Harper, Live from Mars, his double live CD. One of the best live CDs you'll ever own. And first CD,
double.
A lot of heavy, guitar, his slides, sitting down. Second CD is more acoustic and shit, because he's like Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. Like, they'll go hardcore, slow it down, whatever, a little more hardcore with him. You know what I mean.
Oh, which makes me think real quick. Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. We saw the Head and Heart.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That was a cool show. That really was a cool show. It was at the Fillmore.
Yeah, we didn't. I mean, either of us are like huge fans. I do love about 4 or 5 are they're great, but
no, exactly.
But let's just talk about the Head and Heart fans. They're freaking amazing.
Yeah,
they're super
Fillmore's
invested.
packed.
Super. I mean, I love the community but I mean, but there's Head and Heart fans that are
absolutely. No, that was a really cool show.
They're bananas good, So
no, that was a really cool show.
That was a nice little show.
Yeah, we got to go to that one together for sure, which was cool. And I know that I see a lot of comments like, "Oh, they aren't the same with so and so in the band." I'm like, well, I don't know. It sounded great to me,
Yeah.
But I'm also,
I love that too.
Exactly. It's like I love being able to be kind of a passive fan because you don't understand the history, right?
Yeah. That's
But
cool.
I do understand, like, if you're that invested, you understand the history.
Sure.
Like, if anyone was like, "Oh, the Pumpkins were the best with Darcy," and blah, 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 and I can tell you the whole history of how all of that went down and who was in the band, who wasn't, where they are now, and why they're not doing this, and all that. But, and there's those fans that had not. And they are more than happy to tell you all about it.
Oh, I do want to mention this. Brian Aubert, Aubert, lead singer of the Silver Sun Pickups.
Oh, nice.
Yes. We'll be playing at the Sanctuary in Detroit, January 13th, which is freaking this Wednesday.
Shit, that's coming up, bro.
I don't know, man. I kind of want to go see that. I'll have to.
Where is it at? Sanctuary? Sanctuary is cool. I don't know if I've ever been there, but I know it's super small.
I almost kind of want to go see him. I don't know if he's going to play Silver Sun Pickup songs or he's going to play his own songs.
But you know what? At that point, that's what I've learned was like sometimes you just go. It don't fucking matter.
I love his voice. He has a scratchy voice, kind of like Corgan. Like,
I've heard that comparison, Silver Sun Pickups to Smashing Pumpkins, but I've never really listened to them ever.
Yeah, I know.
Even after I've heard the comparison, I still don't go out of my way to listen to them. Right.
Dude, I haven't. I only know like 5 of their songs.
But you actually, you've listened to them before.
But I do know they'll put samples on or whatever. I'm like, oh my God, they're so good. So
no, absolutely.
So that was one. I mean, that's the 13th. We'll
figure
it out.
The one band, I thought you went to it, but you didn't. But it was only me, Shaq, and Nathan. Shaq went to Primus.
Oh, yeah.
It was at the Michigan Lottery Amphitheater, which is not one of our common theaters. Like, we haven't been there much at all, right?
It's far away, too.
No, it sucks driving there. I actually think I've been to 2 shows. It was Pixies with Modest Mouse opening up, and I went to Primus.
Yeah.
With Shaq and Nathan. Yeah. This song, Here Come the Bastards. Oh my God, it was the best, right? Because I'm like, oh my God, this is us. Here we come, bitch. Here we come. But no, it was such a cool show, and it was funny because I started posting a ton of videos from the shows. People all Primus, right? And people like, how did you get these videos? I heard them. Les Claypool, those are a lot of videos. I'm like, I just took the video and not one person cared, not one announcement was made, no one fucking cared, bro. But they think because he's with Sasanta, right? He's had the manager so much that he cares. And I don't understand why he cares so much.
Right?
I mean, it's just another way of getting your music out there. Yeah. But again, I also I don't impede anyone else's view, 100%. And the other thing I don't do, I don't sit and record the whole fucking concert. I record about 30 seconds of every song so I can enjoy it as well, right? But no, Primus was awesome, especially with Shaq, because me and him went to Primus like 25 years ago. Remember, I hate to say it, lucky to make it home alive, right? 100%. We talked about Pam, right? Mm-hmm. Which obviously my mom, Pam, and we surprised her with Sir Paul tickets in Hamilton, Ontario, which is, you know what, I hate to say it, I become a huge fan of Ontario and Canada ever since Ben Harper and McCartney and whatever. And that show is amazing. TD Coliseum, they had been renovating for like 2 years. Finally done, and here we are. Paul McCartney is our opener for the whole thing. So, yes, I got aftermarket tickets. Me and Pam, we had her on. And amazing. He's 83. 36 songs over 3 hours, and people are still like, he sounds terrible. I'm like, then you're missing the whole point. Mm-hmm. The guy's 83. He's having fun. All 13,000 people at TD Coliseum were having a blast. And he's going to do it next year, too, and I hope everyone goes in season.
And if they don't, if they want to sit back and bitch,
then you do that. But you're a fucking asshole. Yeah. But I will say, too, me and Pam saw him in his tour bus, like, leaving when we were out front. And, like, thousands of people just loving him. He's waving. It was, like, the best, one of the best concert experiences ever. From, like, the artists wanting to be there, everyone loving it, singing along. And then that end when he was, like, leaving and just waving. And you know he's probably crashing out, like, 2 seconds later because he's 83.
Yeah. But, it's like, I'm so tired.
But no, like, he played so many of those cool songs. Helter Skelter is easily one of my favorite Beatles songs ever, though, right? And he did sing it. Did it sound great? Fuck no.
It was a cool
He's
spot.
like 100,
Yeah.
dude. Come on, but he's still a Beatle. Which leads me to like the Bourbon and Beyond, right? I went for 4 days. Ringo. One of the best things I saw over those 4 days.
I bet you
Singing
was.
his songs,
I bet you it
fucking
was.
playing drums, just teasing the audience with shit. It was awesome. Bourbon and Beyond exceeded all expectations. Killed Lollapalooza. Lollapalooza, you suck compared to Bourbon and Beyond. I'm sorry.
Lollapalooza, you better probably get a little bit better because Bourbon and Beyond is where everybody's going.
And part of it is like Lollapalooza is more geared towards, it has more rap, it has more pop and shit, where Bourbon and Beyond is more, a lot of it was 80s, 90s,
Indie.
country, indie, still
Country,
super
indie,
popular
indie
acts,
country.
whatever. Two totally different festivals, so I'm not going to argue that. But the other thing is, Bourbon and Beyond's about half the size of Lollapalooza. But the way they have it set up, amazing. The two main stages side by side, so you just kind of flip flop.
Yeah,
It takes like 20 minutes
I like
in
the
between
way
that.
you have said that how that works out.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, how it is,
And then just
I can't wait to go
even the
in
smaller
September.
stages, same thing. And yes, that is huge news for two dudes. Is me, Neil, and Shaq. All three of us already have VIP to Bourbon and Beyond 26. That is going to be awesome.
And we're trying to do
and yes,
like
we're trying
have
to
it,
get press pass.
press pass.
Yeah,
and
so where we might have access to some of the actual performers and shit. Like, we definitely shouldn't.
and
but
then be the
might.
be the house podcast.
That's how I kind of
I mean-
portrayed it, but then I would definitely, even if we get a press pass, would continue to portray it. Hey, you just came off the stage. What's going on, bros?
But wouldn't you say like that's what you would call them? Because I know you
Right.
said when you asked like what's the house podcast? Well,
So,
when they come off the fucking stage, we just fucking have them on our fucking podcast.
100%. Or,
I mean,
like I said, we
Wow, what
have
a brilliant idea!
the people that are at the concert or the festival who could enter a competition to be on with their favorite band.
Yes.
One of them, Fish. Oh my God, they played a double set second night at Bourbon and Beyond. And I mean, in the end, I would say I love jam bands, but I don't just go deep in. Like, Fish has always been one of my favorites. I saw them, I think, in 2000.
They're cool.
No, they're totally cool. And I didn't see them again until, seriously, Bourbon and Beyond, almost like 25 years later.
Mm-hmm.
It was such a cool thing at Bourbon and Beyond. Like I said, double set, second night, so many people just loving it. Hearing them play all those classic songs, and then being able to go see Trey with Trey Anastasio band in Detroit at the Fillmore in November. So that was the thing. I went to Blonde Show on the 20th at Elkhorn. I went to Paul McCartney on the 21st of November in Hamilton, Ontario. Then I went to Trey Anastasio band on the 22nd in Detroit at the Fillmore. So I had 3 shows in a row, 3 nights in a row. Detroit, whole different country, and then Detroit again. And the best part, Trey Anastasio played Possum that night with Trey Anastasio's band. It was his first song.
TAB. If you're not familiar.
Totally. They go by that. Totally. That was one of my favorite concerts ever, too. Obviously, I talked about St. Paul. That was an amazing show. I saw Pixies like 3 fucking times over the summer. And 2 of them were at the Fillmore back to back, but then saw them at Bourbon and Beyond too. Like, that is the premier festival. So, mind you, everyone, me, Neil, and Shaq will be at Bourbon and Beyond 26, September 24th through the 27th. All 4 days. We're going to get a shit ton of videos. We have VIPs, so we're going to be right up front close.
I can't wait.
No, it's going to be a fucking amazing.
I know you just went there, and Shaq was going to go to that.
Shaq was going to go, but his back was all fucked up, so he couldn't. So, yes, we're all going to be there together. It's going to be amazing.
I think it'll be freaking
100%.
Really. Can I
If nothing
express
else-
this? Really amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. But if nothing else, I can't wait just to go experience it with you guys. You know what I mean? Like to have other people there and everything else.
We're gonna eat a lot
One
of
of-
food, drink a lot of beer.
Right, I'm going to leave this as the other show that I loved. Kesha. Find out. Third time I've seen Kesha. I saw her open up for Rihanna. It was a great show. I saw her kind of like mid-level headliner day one at Lollapalooza, and then I saw her at Pine Knob. Amazing show.
You can't go.
She's a
wrong.
great
Kesha,
artist. She writes her own shit. She said fuck you to the man before anyone else did. And you know what? Good for her. She's fucking awesome, and that show kicked ass.
You know what you should do? You should email Kesha, have her on our show.
100%.
We're gonna do that for you, folks.
Totally. Well, you can expect her probably sometime, maybe in like season 8.
2029.
29. We'll get there though, bros. That's what it's all about.
We absolutely will get there, bitches.
But no, I mean, Neil, this fucking year's been amazing already. What we got coming up for this next season, this next year, everything else. I mean, I'm not gonna even mention it, but fucking even better than where we're at now. Everyone else, thank you for following along with us. It's been fun as hell. It's going to continue to be fun as hell. And hopefully we'll see a bunch of you at shows sometime in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you guys. Freaking A, man. 2 dudes and killer tunes. This is where it's at. We're just having fun, man.
Peace!
Love it.